Imagine this. A moment of silence hits when you're called out. What's your first reaction? Most of us rush to defend ourselves right away. We often say things like, "That's not what I meant," or "You misunderstood me." It feels reasonable, maybe even mature, right? But Machiavelli would say, that's your first mistake. When you defend yourself, you admit you're feeling attacked. And in the game of power, image is everything. If you flinch, you appear as prey, not a victor. The one who stays silent, they hold the power. Remember, justifying your actions often gives your power away. So, next time you're challenged, think before you speak. Silence can be your greatest weapon. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where someone's questioning you? Imagine for a moment that instead of jumping to explain yourself, you just stayed quiet. In that quietness, you're silently asserting, "I have nothing to prove here." See, rushing to explain often makes you seem guilty, even if you're innocent. The stronger move is to turn their words back on them, to make them question themselves. When they start to unearth their own emotional reactions, guess what happens? Suddenly, the focus shifts from your story to theirs, and now you've taken back control. Remember this: those who speak first often lose the narrative. Machiavelli said it best, whoever controls the story gets to shape how it ends. So, when it comes to defending yourself, think strategy, not just emotion. Power isn't gained through explanation, it's earned through control. That's the real genius of persuasion. Next time you're faced with judgment, choose silence and strategy, and watch the tables turn in your favor. Silence can be your strongest ally. It's gained by being feared, respected, and untouchable. So when someone calls you arrogant, cold, selfish, or manipulative, you've already lost if you react immediately. Funny enough, by reacting, you are showing that you care about their opinion. This reveals the truth. They hold the power now. By doing this, you are giving away your greatest asset: mystery. Think about the most powerful people you've met. They were the ones who used silence like a weapon. The ones who made you second-guess yourself with just a glance. The ones who never flinched when challenged. Machiavelli would say this: the one who explains gives up power. The one who stays silent makes others guess, and they usually overestimate. That's the strategy. When you stay silent, they get uneasy. They doubt themselves and look for support but get none. Suddenly, their confidence drops and yours rises. Because you did the one thing they weren't ready for, you made them face themselves. Control the narrative, master the art of silence, and watch as the game shifts in your favor. You've got this. Have you ever been in a room where someone just throws shade at you? Let their accusations fade into nothing. Let's go deeper into this idea. You walk in, and someone takes a jab. Maybe they mock your success, your attitude, or even your past. Everyone stares at you, waiting for a reaction. Here's your move: just stay silent. No defense, no comeback, no facial expressions, nothing. Just calm, complete stillness. In that moment, you become untouchable. Because now everyone's puzzled. Why didn't they react? Do they know something? Are they above this? Did the insult make them stronger? You just changed the power in the room. People aren't focused on the insult anymore. They're captivated by how you respond. And silence, when controlled, speaks louder than any words could. Machiavelli knew this, studying not just politics, but human behavior. He realized power is about perception. It's what people think you could say but choose not to. In situations of judgment, remember, your best response might just be to stay silent and own your space. Now, here's the most powerful move. Sometimes, you don't just ignore the insult. You flip it. Someone says you're manipulative. You give a calm look and say, if that's how you see it. Not defensive. Not emotional. Just cool and neutral. What happens next? They're caught off guard. They wanted a fight. They wanted to see you react. Now they're left holding their own insult. And guilt starts creeping in. They wonder if they went too far. If they embarrassed themselves. If they look insecure now. And the truth is, they do. You didn't even lift a finger. But you made them carry their own negativity. There's a point where silence becomes unbearable. Not for you, but for the one who expected a reaction. That's when the tables turn. They thought they were in control. Now they look like the desperate one. And you become something far greater than just innocent. You become untouchable. Embrace the power of your calm. Flip the script and rise above negativity today. Machiavelli knew something most people never understand. Words don't reveal the truth, they often hide it. When someone attacks you subtly or directly, they want you to explain yourself. They want to trap you in emotional replies. Because the more you talk, the more unsure you sound. So instead, let them talk. And they'll go too far. They'll repeat themselves. They'll look desperate and unstable. You said nothing, but now the focus is on them. Because people aren't listening to what's said. They're watching who stays calm and who falls apart. That's what gives real social power. And it doesn't come from being right, it comes from being untouchable. Let's say you're in a business meeting. Someone quietly criticizes your plan. Maybe they say, "I'm not sure this idea was fully thought through." Or, "He always has these big ideas." They're testing you, looking for a reaction. Most people lean forward, start explaining. Instead, remain calm. Your silence can be your strength in those moments. Feeling that pressure when someone challenges us? You start proving your point, right? You might begin to sound nervous, and the room senses it. But a true strategist? They wait, they pause. Even with a smirk sometimes. If they do speak, they don't defend. Instead, they direct the focus. You hear them say, "Let's hear your idea," then. Now the critic is on the spot, feeling the pressure of an audience. Confidence mixed with silence can truly change the game. In personal relationships, silence is equally powerful. Imagine if your partner says, "You don't care about me anymore." Most would panic, dive into long explanations. Rushing to prove love only validates their feelings more. Yet, the Machiavellian move is not to argue or dismiss. Instead, let those words hang, let them settle. When you're ready, calmly respond. Let silence speak louder than words, it can change everything. Nothing throws people off more than staying calm while they're attacking. That's not how I see it. Simple, steady, no defense. Now they're unsure. They begin questioning themselves. Did they overreact? Did they sound too emotional? Because in that moment, you controlled what mattered most, the emotional rhythm. And whoever controls the rhythm controls the frame of the conversation. There's a colder move, too. Not just staying calm when accused but vanishing completely. Someone tries to insult you? Don't reply. Just go quiet. Let your silence sit there like a mirror. This does two things. First, they realize you didn't even think their attack was worth a response. Second, they spiral. They start imagining things. Why? Because most people survive on emotional feedback. Even during fights. And when you remove that, they fall apart. They post more. They message others. Take control of the emotional rhythm, and you change the game. They try to trigger you again. Watch closely. But with every new attempt, they look more unstable. While you remain still. And that's when you win. Not because you fought back, but because they lost control trying to get a reaction out of you. Let's go further. Instead of defending yourself, make their insult sound like their weakness. Someone says, "You're arrogant." You reply, "Funny how confidence makes people uncomfortable." They say, "You're manipulative." You say, "Only people who can't be influenced say that." They say, "You're fake." You say, "That's what people say when they stop getting what they want." You're not denying it. You're flipping the script. Now they're the one who looks insecure. And they start scrambling to protect their own image. This isn't just a reversal. It's power in motion. You took their emotional hit and turned it into their own fall. Machiavelli would call this, turning the blade. Don't try to block the sword. Let them fall on it themselves. Embrace this power. You're capable of flipping challenges in your favor. Society wants you to defend your name, right? But Machiavelli noticed something different. When you scramble to prove your innocence, you're hinting that maybe you're guilty. Real strategists don't play this game. They stay cool, collected, and if anything, indifferent. While the attackers become emotional and reactive, you just remain steady. Because the more you explain, the more desperate it appears. Ignoring the noise makes you look powerful. Most think power is about proving yourself, right? But Machiavelli just chuckles, considering you've given them control the moment you defend yourself. So next time, choose to stand firm and silent, letting others show their emotions. Ever found yourself in a situation where someone fires a jab your way? It's tough, right? You feel that awkward tension in the air. Most people react by tensing up, laughing nervously, or, even worse, trying to explain themselves. But here's where the real power lies. Don't give in. Instead, pause for 2 seconds. Embrace the silence. Then, look around, keeping your demeanor calm and maybe even amused. If you say anything at all, keep it neutral. Try, interesting take, or, you seem emotional today. Or simply hold their gaze silently for a moment. What happens? The person who insulted you starts to feel the heat instead. Your silence flips the script, shifting the judgment onto them. Next time, remember the quiet power you hold. Have you ever felt attacked online? Online, this happens even faster. People throw comments and messages, trying to drag you into conflicts. But here's what Machiavelli would engrave in your mind. Silence can look like guilt unless your silence feels powerful. So, use this trick. When people attack you online, don't respond with defense. Respond with redirection. For example, if someone calls you toxic, don't explain. Just post this. People always call you dangerous when they can't control you. Now, what happened? You didn't defend. You reframed it. You made the insult look like a sign of your strength. They look bitter. You look unaffected. And the audience starts to see who really has control. That's not damage control, that's owning the story. Want to be more surgical? Use these 3 tools instead of defending. 1. Silence simple and powerful. 2. Deflection change the direction without answering. 3. Sharp responses quick phrases that end things. Start using these strategies today. Own your online battles with clarity and confidence. Ever notice how confidence can ruffle feathers? They throw critiques like, "You're full of yourself." And you know it's really just their insecurities speaking. Each comment is a signal of their status, nothing more. A Machiavellian knows how to play their cards right. When they say you're fake, you just focus on your truth. Defensiveness? It only signals weakness. Stepping into their terms means losing your power. Even if you're right, you've handed over control. So, hold on to your power and stay confident.